How's it going? Dave from Comic Book Investments. Yeah, so I can't say I just got in a collection because I'm just be honest with you. I got this collection pretty much when I started my YouTube channel, which was the beginning of the year. And I've been wanting to do it, and I just keep on putting other videos in front of it. So this thing has been sitting here waiting to be talked about. And every time I'm like, oh, I'm going to do it. I'll do this video instead. I'll do this video. And then, I kind of forgot about it for a while. And then I'm like, oh, and I was like going through some stuff and I was like, oh, yeah, this stuff. I totally forgot. So now I'm finally getting to it. I have other collections like that. I even tell people in the comics I have this really cool Batman collection that I'm going to do a video on, but I just keep on putting it off and then forgetting about it. And then when I remember I have it, I'll put it off and then forget about it. Same cycle continues. But this is kind of cool. The best book in here is this Iron Man #1. And interesting enough, if you look at the back, you can see our sticker. We put our sticker on all these books just so, so people, it's like advertising or whatever. But interesting. So a lot of people say, how do I get my collections? This guy bought this Iron Man from us, had it for about a year, and then was like, you know what, I want to get rid of some of my books, and so I have more money for the books I really care about. He didn't really care about Iron Man #1. I know Iron Man is Newbie Comics' favorite character, but this guy did not like it as much. Shout out to Newbie. But yeah, so he hit us up, and he's like, hey, do you guys want to buy some of my books? And so he lived here very conveniently. So I met him at an In-N-Out, which is, if you don't have In-N-Out, it's like a Five Guys. It's like a burger restaurant. Met him outside. He had his duffel bag. It looked like we were doing a drug deal. And I always like doing that kind of stuff because I like talking to people. And so we talked for like an hour or so, just about comics, about life, just about everything. Really fun, cool dude. And so we worked out a deal on this, and he's reasonable. He understands, like, hey, I know you need to make money, and hey, I know if I sold on my own, it'd take time and energy that I don't want to put into it, and also I have to pay a bunch of fees and all that kind of stuff. So we negotiated, and it worked out. So that's, people ask me how I come across my books. It says, when you're in the business so long, and I try to pride myself at being the best that I can possibly be, and when you do that, and it works out great for both parties, next time they want to sell comics or they want to buy, they'll come back to you. So like this guy, he bought one of our books and was like, hey, I'll hit them up and see if they want to buy some stuff, and we can work out a deal. We can. So we try to work out a deal, and so it's a past customer. So just being in the industry so long, comics is a very personal thing, and if you rub someone the wrong way, they'll never come back to you. Especially like, you can get like an Iron Man one, you could literally get off eBay or Comic Link or Comic Connect, Heritage, whenever you want. So if you do right by the customer, they'll respect that, and they'll come back to you. And then once they come back to you once, twice, they're pretty much like, they'll always probably come back to you if you have the things that they want, or if you can give them the deal or whatever it is they want. And most people I talk to are always very understanding that, like, hey, I know you have to make money and all this kind of stuff, and they're willing to work out, and and I like that kind of stuff. I like talking to people. But yeah, so I got this collection beginning of the year. Interesting enough, I checked out the price. So I paid, at the time, these were going for anywhere from $600 to $800, right? And I believe, if I can remember correctly, whenever he bought this, I don't know exactly when he bought it, but I think we sold it to him for like $500 or $550 or whatever. And I think I ended up paying like $600. And he's like, oh, that's really fair, because it's like they go for anywhere from like $600 to $800. And so if I lost fees, and all this kind of stuff, right? And I was like, yeah, no, I try to be fair. And I just looked at this book. This book now, this sold for $1,200. I was like, good thing I forgot about these. Some other cool ones that are good to forget about is this one right here. That one's a good one to forget about. Yeah. So let's go through them. And it's like, I don't know, 12, 15 books or something like that. So let's go through them, see what I got. All right. So first up, we got this Iron Man #1. I put some padding down there. I'm getting rid of this easel anyways. I have a new one coming in. But yeah, Iron Man 1, 6.5. Marvel Superheroes 20, 6.0. I love this Doctor Doom cover. And I believe this is the second appearance of Taskmaster. I believe. I could be dead wrong, but I believe so. And that's in a 9.8. Got Fantastic Four 59, 6.0. Avengers 25, another cool Doctor Doom cover. I mean, it kind of worked out. A lot of these books have gone up. You know, like I said before, I got this right when I started my channel. I think it was probably in January, February. I think I even remember in one of my first videos talking about how I just went and picked up a collection from a guy in and out. I'm trying to remember. I've done over 100 videos so far since the beginning of the year. I started February 1st. So I think I'm up to 130 something. It's crazy. Never thought I'd get that many videos. Yeah. I mean, all these I'll put up on our website soon here. One of my favorite covers, a Steranko cover. Very cool. I love this cover. This one I've always had issues with because Doctor Doom's nose part of his helmet, it just, I don't know, it makes Daredevil look like he has bug eyes. Like, I don't know if you can see. It's just such a weird cover. I don't know. I never liked it. It's always so, I don't know. I find it visually displeasing because it's hard to tell what's going on. A visual pleasing book would be Nick Fury. I love Steranko's Nick Fury stuff. It's always weird. Like the older ones were really weird and stuff. Yeah, I just always like these types of covers. There we go. Thor 150. Another Thor. Yeah, this guy pretty much said he just wanted to collect ones he really cared about, and these were not ones that he cared that much about, which is fine. Yeah, he asked me, he's like, okay, if I was going to collect as an investment, he's like, what grade should I get? Because I was explaining to him, like, look, I can't pay very much for, like this one, right? This Thor. It's a 6.5, because it's not like a 6.5 is almost worth the same as like an 8.0. Like I told him, it's like, if you're in this era of Silver Age and it's not really a key, right? And it's just like a kind of whatever book, you kind of need at least like a 9.0. And I don't say that as a collector. As a collector, you can collect anything. But it's just the value this really isn't there. Like if you had this book in a 3.5, it's not worth getting cased because you're going to pay $20-something to get it cased. It's better, like if you're trying to go for investment value purposes, you want at least like a 9.0 around in this book. Not saying that you can't have an 8.0, can't have a 6.0, can't have a 5.0, whatever. But it's just better. It'll hold its value better. It'll be easier to sell. Something like the 6.5 is going to sit for a while because it's like, especially it's like the price range is so small. Like you could, it's like, yeah, it's just harder to move because like the case value itself is, $20, $25 to get it cased. So you need, like, if you want more so to increase in value, is you want to get these like non-keys. If it's a key, completely different. But if it's like a non-key like this, then you want at least a 9.0, I would say, in this book, because that's when it starts getting to the price point where it has like some value and can see some growth in value. But that's not to say in like 20 years, maybe this book in a 9.0 is, $20,000, at the rate of inflation. And so an 8.0 is like, oh, okay, it's only $10,000. I'm joking. I mean, it could be. Who knows? But yeah, that's pretty much it for this collection. It was pretty cool talking with the guy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now you kind of know like how some collections come in. I literally get them from other customers. And I mean, I get collections in all the time. I was just going to talk about this one specifically, so I put it aside, just kept on forgetting to do it. But yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, please think about subscribing. It would help the channel. If you are subscribed, thank you. And as always, a link to my website down below, collectorscomics.com, and a link to my music if you're into that kind of stuff. And all right, thank you.